Made it, and we put his microphone up, and we made it. Jim, how is you?
Hello.
Can you hear me okay?
Okay.
Can you hear me, Jim?
Yeah. Going to disconnect. Hold on.
There we go. So we are live. So I don't know if Jim can hear me or not. Check, guys, let me know if you can hear me. I'll just check my sound on here.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. So yes, we are Hypno News live. Hopefully Jim can hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. There we go. That's on there. That's on there. All is good. Jim, how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's great to be on. Just made it myself, so yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, good. As we discussed, my Mac died on me, so I'm using my old PC laptop, and it's not cooperating.
Ah, yeah, those PCs can be terrible for that. So yeah, that is a nightmare. And how is the transition of kind of working on both PC and Mac? I know I don't think I can do it.
It's they have to do everything opposite. It's like exactly opposite.
Yeah.
And so it's maddening. It really is. So hopefully we'll get the new MacBook soon, and we'll move on with our life.
I think it's really clever what they do. You know, whether you're an Apple fanatic or not, once you get used to using them, especially the computers and the laptops, once you get used to using those, it's difficult to use anything else.
Right.
So I had a similar thing. I had my Mac and my MacBook go within the same week, which was expensive. And like, someone lent me their laptop, and it was a PC laptop, and it was just like, there is nothing I can do with that, whatever that is. Do you know what I mean? Just give me some crayons and a piece of paper. So there we go. Susan says, Jim, it'd be nice with the PC.
Hey, PCs are great for people that can't afford a Mac.
I thought that should be on a t-shirt.
That's okay. I had a PC once too, and then my dad got a job.
Oh, I love it.
Bring back the classic elementary school stuff.
Yeah. Charlotte Kostiak says, at least you're using a proper computer.
Wonder what he's talking about.
It must be all about the Mac that I'm using.
Must be.
Susan says, haha, you funny. Well,
it's true.
Cool. Yeah. So we've got a guest on tonight's show. Is that correct?
We have two guests tonight. Super excited.
Wow.
Oh, you see this now. Sean actually says PC, and Sean really is the true tech guy. So I don't know. Maybe there's something going on here we don't know about.
Maybe that's what went wrong. Maybe I should have had a PC. Do you know, it's weird. I think it used to be the tech people or the designers had Macs. And then over the years, it's gone the other way because Mac or Apple has become so popular. Now it's more, it's not all about the PC now. So, but I just like stuff to work.
I love the seamlessness of Apple products. So if you get one Apple product, you might as well go with all of them.
Yeah.
I will say, I think that things are at a place now where if you get a good quality, PC, and you spend some money on it, then you'll get something maybe comparable to a Mac. Same thing with like iPhone. If you buy a good quality Samsung or something, you don't have to worry about that with iPhone though. I mean, you just buy an iPhone and it's going to be good quality. So
I bought years ago. I bought an Alienware laptop because it was the it was the PC version. It was like a gaming PC. It was over the moon with it. But then, as with most PCs, after a couple of years, it just died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like a MacBook, it's funny, like the MacBook that I was using, it's got to be 5 years old or more, and I have not noticed any decrease in speed or anything. It seems to work just as good as when I opened it.
Yeah. Susan says, "Got to go." I think we've upset all the PC people.
But we're working on that brand deal with Apple, so we gotta let you guys go.
Yeah. Product placements.
I mean,
Yeah.
unless PC wants to, somebody PC of Windows wants to. I mean, then I'm happy to switch over and talk about how great PCs are.
Oh yeah, I have no brand loyalties whatsoever when it comes to brand deals. Awesome. So yeah, do you know what? That's an interesting topic, to be fair, as well, because as performers, it's always interesting to align ourselves with certain brands that can be good for our brand as well. So on my stage shoes, I've always bought the same brand of shoes that I wear on stage, and I make sure I tag the hell out of that when I'm on stage to that particular company. They have sent me a free pair of shoes in the past. They even have shared my posts on their Instagram as well, which is, it made me almost feel like a male model. But it's that brand consistency.
That's such a. What a great thing to do. I'm just trying to figure out what how I can work that. Okay, good to know. Yeah.
Eves and Grey Italian shoes made in London.
Well, I guess if you spend that kind of money.
Do you know what? They are beautiful shoes. I don't just say that. But they have the Cadbury purple sole and the Cadbury purple laces. So anyone that's seen me has seen those shoes, and so that kind of lines up with my brand. So it just makes sense.
Perfect fit.
Yeah. Dennis Ridgway says, "I'm talking to the Corvette salesman."
Good idea.
Yeah. I mean, isn't Corvette just a Ford?
I think so. Yeah. Just a Ford.
It's just a Ford.
Hey, we should give it, so since Sean's there, we should give a shout out to him and to Paul Ramsey. So Sean Kostiak, Paul Ramsey last week did a terrible job. If you watched anybody, you saw they did just a horrible.
It was like a cheap Chinese copy of this show.
It totally was. Totally was. And so you won't be seeing them again. Ever.
No, we can't be having that. You can't be coming on here being funny.
No, that's not allowed. That is not okay. Sharing interesting articles, things like that. No, we won't have it.
No,
we will not have it.
No. You set the bar too high.
So good job, guys. And it's so awesome to have you guys jump in and help us out like that. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I must admit, for me, do you know what? It's great as a performer. You know this. As solopreneurs, there's that thing of you want your diary to be full. And last week was one of those where I'd filled my diary up ridiculously, which is great. But it just literally meant going up and down the country for the whole week, kind of the north of England to the very south of England. I think on one of my jobs, I had an 11-hour drive.
Wow.
Which was nuts. And it was literally, it felt like getting off stage, getting in the car, and driving, getting on stage, getting off stage, driving. So, which is great. I can't complain, but it was tiring. So it was nice that those guys covered last week.
It was, yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah. So we've done something interesting with the products this week as well, Jim, which is I didn't have time to load mine in whatsoever. So hopefully you have clicked your button on Amazon.
Yes, I've clicked my button.
Perfect. So I don't know. I think if you give what's your first product up?
Apple Watch.
This is a great tool. Have you used this to measure your heartbeat before you go on stage or when you're on stage yet?
I have not.
Oh, I love to do that. Especially if I've got a big show coming up. I love to see kind of where that's at. But I think these are great. For me, it's great for getting in your steps and seeing, because they do like the rings thing. What I love, what I love is how it tells you what to do. Like, oh, you're getting a message through.
My girlfriend, don't tell my wife. Isn't it? Shoot. It won't. Okay, yeah, rings. Anyway.
Yeah, I can see them. It's a good motivator to keep going. But what I really like about it is if you sit still for too long, it tells you to stand up.
It
reminds you to breathe. Yeah, it's literally. Yeah, if you've not got a wife and you want to know what it would feel like to be married, get an Apple Watch.
Right.
But great. But you can also, I don't know if you know this, but if you've got your music on your iPhone or an iPad or anything like that, you can control your music via your Apple Watch. So if you're on stage, you can actually control your music that way as well.
God, you know what? That never even occurred to me. And I have the biggest problem with remotes, and I don't know why I had so much trouble with remotes. So I ended up just pressing the damn button because I just always have trouble. But now, yeah, why? I got to look into that. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Yeah. So I'll tell you what, I can't wait to do that now. That's so amazing. So a couple things that I like. Well, I got to tell you. So funny story. I went on stage when I did this show for, it was like 2,500 kids, from elementary to high school. And my God, kids are loud. And so I kept getting little, bzz, bzz, the warnings on here telling me that the sound was too loud. Like, can't do anything about it. Watch. But what I love about it is I will, so as I'm walking on stage, if I've got an hour-long show, I've set my watch, the timer on it for 50 minutes, and I tap it. And then at 50 minutes, I get this, just buzzes on my wrist. I don't have to look down. Oh, I hate that. When you see a performer, they're looking down at their phone, they're looking at their watch. It looks so unprofessional. And I hated doing that. It's fantastic for that.
Yeah. They are such a great tool. I know I always joke about this because you can connect with your friends as well, so that you can compete with each other on that whole kind of movement and going to the gym and all that lot. And a friend of mine, Alan, he got one. And the first time I was talking about my Apple Watch on Amazon, it actually was. And I got a notification. It was about 11 o'clock at night. And I got a notification that Alan had just completed his workout. So I'm like, oh, and as I'm explaining this, I'm like, oh, Alan's just completed a workout at 11 o'clock at night. And as I'm talking about it, I realized like, oh, Alan's at home. It's 11 o'clock at night. And the following morning, there was an office full, and I've gone, oh, Alan, I was doing a live stream last night, and your watch told my watch that you just completed a workout at 11 o'clock. And we all chuckled about it, and then he realized what he'd been caught doing. So now he takes his watch off.
Was it a long workout?
I don't think it was a long workout, and I don't know if it was. I don't know if he was doing a workout alone or with his wife.
Well, however you get that heart rate up, that's important for your health.
Cardio is cardio. The Apple Watch. That's the Series 8. You can get some of the older ones and still get most of the benefits from them. They're really cool, and I like some of the really nice straps you can get for these as well. So yeah, great tool. And again, like you said, especially if you're on stage, you can set that timer for how long you're on stage for, and then it all is good.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
So go on. So our guests, I gotta let everybody know, our guests are having trouble logging in. She should be able to do it from her phone, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on. I haven't heard from Tommy. We're trying to get so here's the thing, guys. We've got a newly minted stage hypnotist.
Oh, Carol. Yeah. The person that's in rather than clicking the link, copy and paste the link in your browser. Not just click it. There we go. The joys of life.
Maybe that'll help.
Yeah.
So Carol is a newly minted comedy stage hypnotist. She just went through training
Wow.
with Tommy V.
Wow.
So I mean, we're talking. I mean, this is this is. I mean, if you're going to get training, I mean, he's got a pedigree, right? I mean, Jerry Valley, very well known hypnotist. Now Tommy V, another very well known hypnotist. So we were excited to talk to her and maybe even Tommy, but we're not. She's not able to connect. Hopefully, she will be.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I've dropped that message in the comment section. It's one of those that, sometimes it works, sometimes it can be a challenge. Oh,
That is the
I'm
problem
just
with the
being live. So let us know where you're watching from as well, and if you've got any news or any kind of stuff that you want to spread about what you're doing in the world of hypnosis. There's a lot of stuff going on at the moment, which is really cool. We're both involved in some really cool projects. Our website has just recently had an update today. These fair hands messaged the web guy to do all the work.
I was wondering if you were gonna tell a little fib there. Oh, really?
It kind of went along the lines of going, "Oh, Adam, I'm going to do some work on the Kelvin and Saunders website today. Can you just show me that thing you were telling me about? Show me how you would do it.
Yeah.
See if you would do it differently to the way that I would do it." And then just watched him do it, and he did a great job. I'd like to say I learned something, but every time I watch him work, but he does a good job. So there's going to be some cool blog stuff on there as well, and some events that me and Jim are involved in. And we do seem to be involved in a lot at the moment, Jim, which is good.
We do. Yeah, it's really good. What I find is the thing is you don't do it every day. If you do these things every day, it becomes a little easier. You can remember it. But, like I'm playing around with my website every 6 months, 3 months. It's hard to retain that information. It really is. So, and speaking of Carol, she's actually out. So they're out at the NGH conference. Out at the NGH conference, and was hoping to get a roving reporter or something, get some information about that. It actually starts tomorrow and it goes this weekend, and that's out in Massachusetts, I believe. I know I've never gone. I don't think Grant's ever gone. Anybody watching? Have you ever gone to the NGH conference? Either the main one or the solid gold one, or is it solid gold? I think they have in. Actually, maybe this is solid.
So I believe solid gold's Vegas. I think.
Right. I think that's a different time of year. I think this one's the one that's in Massachusetts right now.
Yeah.
I looked at it earlier, but I forgot.
I love the solid gold one. It sounds really cool. It sounds like a 60s/70s dance weekender. I imagine everyone's in flares.
Oh my God. We actually used to have a show called Solid Gold. Did you know about that? Did you ever watch it?
What you had?
In America. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Sponsored by Ford. No, it was a dancing show, and I just remembered it now. So it was one of the bonding experiences I had with my dad. We would always watch it together. It was really just a bunch of very attractive women dancing in very tight clothes. That's what I remember.
I like it. It. We used to have a show here called Hitman and Her, which is all about the kind of 90s dance music. And that was iconic. That's what kind of one of the things that put Hacienda, which is an iconic Manchester club, on the scene. Probably means nothing to you, the Hacienda, but it is my spiritual home. It was amazing. Susan says Tommy has been one of my trainers, been 2 or 3 times. Tommy has been one of my trainers, been 2 or 3 times to NGH.
Oh, okay. Just keep going till you get it right.
Exactly. Keep going till you can't get it wrong.
There we go. That's selling right there.
Yeah. So we got messages all over the place here. Maybe someone can call me and walk me through it.
Sorry.
We'll get back to it. Maybe next week.
We'll try to get you on next week, maybe. Yeah, when you're at a laptop or something. Yeah, I should be able to. Yes. Oh my goodness. Marilyn McCoo, of course. Sean. Sean knows the show. Sean knows the show.
Yeah.
So
Dionne Warwick.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying to figure out. So yeah, I don't know. I've connected with my phone before. I think you've connected with your phone, so I'm not sure what the problem is. Sorry, Carol. We don't have time to call you, but I will tell you this. This is why Sean actually he volunteered months ago to jump on Hypnosis Hero and be the tech guy, because then he could talk people through that kind of stuff. And it really just changed the whole show, because now I can just focus on the guest and he does that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always good to have a tech guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll try to find out. We'll try to get you on next week, Carol.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So next product, Jim, is a great book, I believe. Is it?
It is a great book. Which one are we doing? Yeah, we can go. Hold on, let me just.
Sorry, the comment of the season of this show has got to go to Dennis Ridgway there. Sorry, guys, had to leave for a minute to clean the dog's butt.
Well, when it's something urgent like that, it's understandable. Let's talk about Interview with the Vampire. Now this is not necessarily kind of the book that we normally recommend, but I wanted to talk about this because not only is it a good read, something I never would have read. It was recommended to me by somebody 25 years ago. But the great thing about this book was that I used to worry about dying a lot. I used to always worry about like what's going to happen when I die, this kind of a thing, and I wish I could live forever. This book cured me of that. Because I don't know, have you read the book, Grant?
No, I've seen the film.
Seen the film. So the whole story is about this vampire Lestat who's been around for centuries, and he talks about how awful it is to be around for centuries because everybody you know, everybody you love, they die, and you're kind of left alone. And it was kind of like, oh, you know what? I guess that would it is kind of better to just stick around for a while, check out. So got me over that fear.
There's a weird theory that I saw, like a fan fiction thing, a couple of weeks ago about how we're probably only about 50 years away from immortality, with the advent of the advancements in medicines and people being healthier. Then we're not that far away from the ability of people to live forever, which would be like you said, it would be quite horrible, really. I think.
Yeah. I think, maybe a couple, well, it's funny though. I mean, I suspect when you get to that point though, of like getting ready to check out, I suspect for a lot of us to be like, yeah, maybe a few more years wouldn't be so bad. So I don't know when you're on your deathbed, one of the really bad things was in one of the books, he gets kind of stuck where he's kind of slowly dying, and he's slowly dying over this. You think about just going forever with slowly dying or being tortured. And so that's kind of a bad deal. And Susan, I'm curious about this. You said you gave the book away in the 80s. You didn't like it, or you did like it?
It's something I used to love doing that, giving the gift of a book.
Yeah.
I think it's something that people don't do often now. But I used to, my go-to book to give away was The Magic of Thinking Big. I always used to love giving that one away. It's a great book about positive thinking. But I've not done that for a while. And I always thought do you know what? I always thought it made me look really intellectual. Like giving it, you know what I mean? Like it's a little bit cool. You have this book. I think you'll find it really interesting.
I think that's good.
Yeah. So yeah.
What I typically do if I do buy a book, I don't like to keep books because I don't like to be encumbered by stuff, which is good because my wife loves to be encumbered by stuff. So it's a kind of a, thank God, kind of a situation, yin and yang.
Yeah, perfect match.
But so what I like to do is I get a book and I'll read it and then I'll sign it and date it and then give it to somebody. Say, here, you pass it along too. Problem is now I have a bunch of books that were given to me by friends that have written books. And of course, I don't want to part with those. So I'm getting stacks of books from all kinds of people now.
Yeah. There's something about I'm a big fan of audiobooks,
Oh yeah,
but there was just something about a book, turning the
yeah,
pages, holding
yeah,
it in your hand, that I don't think a Kindle or any of those things can replace that. There is something about a physical book that kind of means something.
yeah. I
Oh,
agree.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah. How's
Susan,
your
whatever
book coming on?
was it? Oh, you know what? My next book is I'm 4,500 words in, so you better get to writing, my friend.
Nice.
Yeah. Hopefully, going to have it ready by, and it's a book on street hypnosis and also just kind of hypnosis for everyone. And hoping to have that ready for release by the Performing Hypnosis Summit,
Boom.
February.
That will be awesome. February. I might write that down. Um, I'm the world's worst procrastinator, but I'm also the most competitive person I know. So if I know you've got a book that's going to be out in February, I now have to have a book ready for February.
Damn right. Damn right.
But I'm not going to say which February.
Susan, I was asking if you had given that book away because you didn't like it or because you did like it. I don't know. The Interview with the Vampire. I don't know. Just checking. We should talk about. So I didn't get this link to you. Let's just talk about it next week. Never mind. Yeah, or something. Sean actually sent. So Sean, being the diligent reporter that he is, sent us over an article, but we'll cover it next week. AI got hypnotized, so we'll just give you a teaser for next week.
Yes. Yeah, that did look like a good. I actually saw that come through on the drive over earlier.
Mhm.
And I thought, that looks like an interesting read. I didn't realize it was for the show.
Maybe for next
Dennis
time.
Ridgway, in response to Sean's "Forever is a long time," says, "Sean, that's how I felt about my first wife." Dennis, was your good lady wife at Hypno Thoughts?
She was. I got a picture with her.
I didn't even get an introduction.
Wow. That's got to hurt, buddy. That's got to hurt a lot. Wow. Thanks, Dennis. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Oh, even Sean got to meet her. Wow, look at that. Me too. Wow.
Oh.
Or about his first wife. Probably about his first wife. Is that the one you're releasing from right now, Sean, or was that another one?
Oh.
I'm still on my first wife, so I don't know about you guys.
I think Terry Stokes has got the record on wives, I think.
He can't even remember how many.
Yeah, that's amazing, is that? Susan says, I think at the time I couldn't get into it. Like, I've read lots of Stephen King, but I couldn't get into The Stand either.
Interestingly, I don't normally like horror books. I never read those kind of books before, and I was hesitant to start on this one. But as soon as I started reading it, I was locked in.
Yeah. Sean says, sign in the last of the papers tomorrow.
Wow. Well, I mean, condolences and congratulations, I guess.
Yeah. No comment.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's I'll take one in Michigan.
I guess he's bringing the wife to Michigan.
He's bringing one of them by the sounds of it. I'll take one in Michigan.
You know what? You know why? Because it's at a casino. So they apparently love to gamble, and his wife actually won some money, I believe.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah,
a double winner.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, cool. And so the next book.
Yes. Yeah. Speaking of books from friends, this is it's another one from a friend. Andy Vargo. He's a coach, speaker. I actually wrote the foreword to this one, and I actually just recently wrote the foreword to Joseph. I already talked about this, didn't I? I don't know. I get so confused. Joseph Crown. That's right, because you made fun of me because I said Thomas Crown. All right.
Yes.
So I'm writing forwards like crazy, people. That's what I spend my time doing. Anyway, this book, here's what I love about it. So what is the one constant in life? Change.
Death. Oh, change.
That too. Well, there's a couple. I guess there's a couple. One constant. So one of the constants in life,
One of the constants in life.
there's probably a few, is change. And so it's interesting because even though we all go through all kinds of change, I don't think maybe we're not very prepared for it. And so Andy actually walks you through some great exercises in here and gives you, because his life changed a lot. He went from being straight to being gay, or maybe he was probably always gay. But anyway, he went from being married to not married, corporate work to being a coach. And so kind of changed everything for himself. And so he's kind of an expert on that. So grab the book.
That sounds like a great book.
He's got a bunch of them out there too. There's a bunch of them. He's got a bunch of journals. Really prolific writer, unlike some of us here today.
I love the style of the book, to be fair. But I think change is one of those things that nothing prepares you for that. Sometimes you can be going down a path where you think everything is wonderful, and then all of a sudden something changes overnight, and then your whole worldview is just off skewed, and that can be very challenging for people to get their heads around. So as hypnotists and coaches, it is part of our job to kind of get people back on track. But then as hypnotists and coaches, these things can happen to us as well. So I think I've yet to meet a therapist yet in this industry that is, without their own life history.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've had a perfect life.
Perfectly well balanced.
Pretty well balanced. Everyone can tell. Perfectly well balanced.
Sean says, Dr. McCoy, the bureaucratic mentality is the only constant in the universe. We'll get afraid of.
So nice to have the nerd watching. I mean, Sean watching.
Is that a Star Wars reference?
I believe it is. Yes. May the force be with you. And also with you.
And with you. Dennis Ridgway says, I'm an expert on change.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm an expert on change. I used to be an expert on notes, but it's more on change these days.
Oh, you see, those guys, these guys last week, I mean, they made us up our game. We're actually pretty hilarious this week, so look out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We've had to be. Show them how it's done.
Right. What were you going to say there, Grant?
Sean says Star Trek rules.
Exactly. I love Darth Vader.
My favorite. Is that the one with little Yoda?
Yeah, of course. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
I once got asked to do a hypnosis show at a Star Trek convention. That sounds like the opening line to a joke. And I got really excited because I wanted to wear the costumes and everything, but the show never came off. I was a little bit disappointed. But I would love to see a hypnosis or a Star Trek themed hypnosis show.
Yeah, absolutely.
If anyone wants to do it, I think it's Sean.
Oh, dude, dream come true for that guy. Dream come true. Absolutely.
Cool. So Hypnosis News Live. A couple of things. It's the Michigan conference next week, the week after.
The week after, yeah. Well, I'm flying in on the 20th because we've got our stage hypnosis workshop on the 21st. That's
going to be good.
Very good.
I'm really looking forward to that. I love actually sharing some of the stuff that I've picked up over the years when it comes to stage stuff.
Yeah.
And so, I think the lucky people that have already booked onto that are in for a treat as well, because, it's some of the stuff that both me and you have learned over the years to not just do hypnosis, but to earn a living doing hypnosis. So that's the important bit.
Yeah. And there used to be a couple that did hypnosis shows, I guess, at the convention. Maybe it's time for you to move in, Sean.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I still see people. I'll watch a show either online or in person, and I see people just doing little things that, like if you just did it a little bit differently, things could work a lot better for you. So, boy, having somebody just be able to critique what you're doing and give you the tips that they've learned over the years. One of the things that I like we've talked about on here before is that is I used to just I used to have my back to the audience far too much, and I just saw a guy do that recently. Like, the show is not for the volunteers; it's for the audience.
Exactly.
Volunteers are the stars, just like you. So
yeah, it's interesting to see a lot of a lot of stage hypnotists without kind of stagecraft and that type of thing. So bringing some of those skills forward, it should help as well. Comments is Fraser Penman says, "Evening, gents. Sorry I'm late. I tell you what, Fraser, it's fantastic to see your marketing for your Edinburgh Fringe show.
Yes.
It's great to see stage hypnosis well represented at this year's Edinburgh Fringe. Over the last few years, there's always been one or two people with a show up there. This year, we have got Robert Temple's got his fantastic show. Fraser Penman's got a show. Daniel Sinclair, who's been to some stuff down here in the UK, has got a show up there. Matt Hale from Australia has got a show there. There's a lot of stage hypnosis at the Edinburgh Fringe. Now, the Edinburgh Fringe is the biggest comedy festival in the world.
Wow.
And so that is really great to have that up there as well.
Well, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Well done, Fraser.
And Fraser says, bless you. It was great to catch up with Matt and Rob, all supporting each other too. Yeah, it's a rising tide raises all ships.
Absolutely right. Yes.
Sue says, sounds great, fellows. I'll be flying out of Seattle from boot camp too when yours starts. Yours sounds great. It is great.
Yes.
It's one of those that are on it will go away with the keys to the kingdom.
Keys to the kingdom. That's right. You know what I was so that must be Lisa and Alan's must be this coming up week. I totally forgot that that was going on.
Yeah. And Kennedy Mintz is on your Amazon. So
hello, Kennedy.
Say hello. And Kennedy, drop a follow on Jim's page as well.
And head over to Grant's page too. Grant Saunders.
Hello. There we go. So yeah, it's nice. So that's that. We always talk about the importance of Amazon as a way of meeting a new audience.
Absolutely.
And there we go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks so much, Kennedy.
Oh, and you've got a new follower. Did you see a little little animation?
Whoa. That's fantastic. So excited. Go follow Grant. Oh, there. Grant just commented. So go follow him, Kennedy. And how do I follow you? How do I follow her? I don't know. Still new to this. Kennedy, drop your link or something. I'll follow you. Good times. I'm loving the Amazon stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a whole new audience, and it's definitely taking its shape. And we're trying to make it work with this show as well.
Yeah.
But then, we are all over the place today. But I think in quite a fun, polished Jim and Grant way.
That's the way I like to look at it. Absolutely. Speaking of polish, how is this camera? I don't know. The lighting's terrible. It's not my usual. It's not my usual Apple camera, folks. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
Never mind. Speaking of other stuff, there we go.
Oh, Kennedy.
We got a smiling face from Canada.
Love it.
Cool. I just put a quick link up for the International Stage Hypnotist Association. Kennedy, thank you for the follow. It means a lot. International Stage Hypnotist Association is an association for stage hypnotists. Do check out the link and sign up. Put your email in. You'll get sent some information soon as it comes out. It's gonna be interesting.
I absolutely love the branding on that, and I love the mission and what you guys are, what you're working on. I'm just reading Susan's. Somebody's bitter. love what you guys are doing with that. It's a really fantastic idea, and I can't wait to see the full scope of what that ends up being.
Yeah, a lot of committee meetings. That's what it is.
Well,
no, but you know what? It's really interesting to get involved in it. There's so much structure in it and so many processes to make it right from the beginning. And I think, do you know what? That is the best way to do these things. So it's not about any individual, even things put in place to make sure if anything happens to anybody, it's the organization survives. So it's a great thing. So yeah. What you got on this week? Anything interesting, Jim?
What do I have on this week? I think pretty nothing scheduled. No, I mean just a few clients scheduled, but
you've got another Amazon follower, Jim. Olivia Queen.
Olivia, thank you so much. I will be happy to return the favor if I knew how. I'll figure it out later when I'm on my PC laptop instead of on the phone. Ugh, chills. Thank you for the follow. Love that. And follow Grant too, of course. And Oliver, not Olivia.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Oliver Queen. How dare you?
Oliver Queen. Sorry, Oliver.
How about you, Grant? You got another week of shows?
Yeah, I've just come back from Bridlington, which is where I am every Thursday in Bridlington. Tomorrow I'm in Wales, and then Saturday I'm in Cornwall, and then Sunday I'm in Gloucester. So I'm quite lucky in the amount of shows that I've got. Oh, look who I have got in the back room. I think we've got Carol.
Oh. There it is. There she is. Yes, there she
is. Yay, wow. We've done it. Wow. Guys. Yep.
We can hear
I
you.
can hear you. Should we bring
We can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh, well, let's bring you on, and then guys, you're very welcome.
My gosh. Okay. All right. Now that I'm done stressing out, hello.
Hello.
Goodness.
Didn't understand when I said you had to use the Chrome browser?
Well, I am not a computer girl. I do hair and I'm learning hypnosis. There is nothing involved with computers with either of those careers. So.
Okay, well, there is now. There is now.
There you go.
So they're weird. I wonder if it's my Wi-Fi here, but there's a little it's scratchy.
It'll happen
on the. Okay, hang on. Well, that's good. When you guys talk, it's very but hang on.
That's just Jim.
That's just me.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's because I'm on a PC.
So thank Brian. Brian is the one who's like, go on in the Google apps and download this. I'm like, thank you.
Brian is the man.
All right.
Brian. Welcome, Brian.
Fabulous guy. He's also co-host of the Hypnosis Hero.
Yes, he is.
Podcast on Friday nights at 7:30. So fantastic. Carol, without further ado, you had training with Tommy V. How long was the training?
So the training was 3 days. Mm-hmm. It was the 8th to the 11th, so today.
Yeah.
And amazing.
Amazing. Awesome. Are you ready to go do a show?
I am, actually.
Nice. Awesome.
Yes. It built my confidence. I went into it, I being a hypnotherapist, I know a little bit about hypnosis, but going in, Tommy gave me the confidence I needed to know what I needed to know to get on stage and really, I don't even know. I'm a little speechless right now. I'm super excited. I got to get over my anxiety of trying to get this thing to work. But I went into his training not knowing anything about stage hypnosis. I knew hypnosis is all the same field, but it is completely different. Stage hypnosis is completely different in the form that picking subjects that work. And I don't know. I don't want to say too much on here because I don't know what I can say, but I learned all the secrets. And
oh yes, shh, don't.
um,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Nice.
Cool.
And Jim, I know you love hearing that, Jim, because when Jim met me months ago, I'm like, and Tommy helped me get over that barrier.
Great.
Awesome.
So glad to hear it.
Have you got your first show booked yet? And if so, when?
Maybe if I change my space in the room. It's pouring here. It's storming, and you know how that affects.
Sure.
I was thinking maybe that was why the thing wasn't working, but maybe that works better.
There we go. So yeah, have you got a show booked yet?
I just got my certification like 6 hours ago.
Awesome. Oh, 6 hours ago. So that is fresh.
Very fresh.
Wow.
Very fresh.
That's amazing. So do keep us in the loop for that as well. I mean, I always look that nothing will prepare you for that first show, and there is no higher high than that feeling when you come off stage from that first show. It is the best feeling ever.
I can imagine.
So jealous.
I'm not even there yet, and I'm already getting super excited about it. And I have the confidence. I don't even know. I'm speechless.
Awesome.
I'm very happy with my training today, or this week. I wish Tommy could have been on here too.
Yeah, bummer. Yeah.
Tommy's a great guy and a fantastic trainer as well. Like you said, a great pedigree. So you've learned, you've done the right thing. There's a lot of people out there, selling snake oil, especially when it comes to stage hypnosis, people that aren't doing shows, teaching people how to do shows. You've gone with someone that has that pedigree, that is doing shows. So yeah, well done.
Yeah. I apologize. There's a major glitch.
It's all right.
Grant, I can hear Jim very well, but when you come through, it's very glitchy, and I'm trying to move around, hoping it'll change.
He was just saying it was a great choice, going with Tommy, because he's got that pedigree. You got a couple of generations of stage hypnosis going on. And one thing I want to say, Carol, and I know Tommy's probably already said this, but you want to get up on stage as soon as possible, because the longer you wait, the more difficult it's going to be. You got to get out there, do something for free, whatever, but do something.
That's the plan. I am very fortunate that I come from a very small town that they are just stoked and ready for me to do free shows for practice. I've told them about this ever since I decided to take this choice. I've had a plan before I was like, let me tell you, once I get back from Massachusetts, I'll let you guys know when I'm ready. And honestly, after this training, I think I can do it as soon as I get back, like within a week. I'm going to talk to them as soon as I get home, be like, so here's the deal. When are you guys available? Let me do it. And I do plan a free show, but there was a couple people in the training today that were like, don't ever do a free show. But Tommy was like, no, get out there, do free shows, get a feel, get yourself out there. And you guys know I'm going to let you know right away, but I'm super stoked. Great training, very impressed. I'm very happy, and I feel way more confident than I did. Jim knows. Do I sound more confident than I did 6 months ago?
Absolutely.
So, oh my gosh, it's the greatest field. Our kind. I am definitely a hypno. I'm going to call it a hypno nerd, but I'm one of the cool ones.
Damn right.
Super excited. So I'm sorry that obviously I'm not a tech nerd because it took forever to get on here.
No worries. I should have been more clear when I said use the Chrome browser. I'm
like,
that's okay. No, it happens. So here's one piece of advice. And for everybody that's listening, I never do free shows, but I have done pro bono shows. There's a difference. if you say free, it doesn't sound the same. You know, lawyers do pro bono work. They don't do free work. So think about that. Also, from now on, when you go to tell people you're going to do a quote free show, you can tell them, hey, I really want to give back to the community. You know, I really want to be able to come in and do a show for you guys. I'm not going to charge you anything. Or I'm just going to charge you, you know, give me a stipend if you want to, because people will value it more. Because unfortunately, there are some people out there who won't value it as much if they think it's a free show. So just keep that for the future.
Valid. And
yeah.
I liked what Tommy taught me. One of the most beneficial, of course, I just did my test today, but one of the most basically beneficial shows and are the ones that are going to pay to see you. Pretty much, you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
And that's where I'm like, I got to do free shows just to get me more comfortable. But right away, I'm like, all my people that know I'm doing this, maybe I should be like, it's $5 to come see me. I think they'll pay it. But I don't know. I'm kind of like, I want to learn it, but I got the point on to do a better show. The ones that pay for it are going to give you a better show. Am I correct?
It's true. For right now, though, just worry about getting on stage. Don't get too caught up in the details. Just get up there, do the work. We're excited. Please let us know when you've got your first show, Carol.
Oh, you know I will. You know I will.
Thanks for joining us.
Awesome.
Yes.
Cheers, Carol. Thank you for joining us. Take care.
All right.
And great. Good luck with everything.
Great. Bye.
Cool. How awesome.
Yeah.
How awesome. Imagine that, like 6 hours ago trained and now ready to take the stage.
Ready to take the stage. Yep.
That is cool. That is cool. So do you remember your first show, Jim?
I still vividly. How about you?
Oh, absolutely. It's there's no better feeling. Don't get me wrong, before I went on stage, I would have sooner have had a heart attack and died there and then on the spot.
Yeah.
But coming off that stage is no better feeling. It's still one of my favorite shows I ever did. When I look back, because I was still in shock that the stuff actually worked.
I know, right? It's so funny. You're like, God, I've seen it on the videos and people have told me it works, but man, are these people just faking? And then you do it and you're like, oh, wow. He really did what I told him to do. Wow.
Yeah. I think my second show, I think I did about 2.5 hours because I just did not want to come off stage.
Oh, I know the feeling, man. You just you can't stop. It's just,
I learned a lot from that because the booker went, good show, but we're not going to have you back because nobody's bought a drink on the bar for the last 2.5 hours.
Ooh, ouch.
And I'm like, And that's when I realized that, it's about the audience, but it's also about bums on seats and money in the cash register.
Totally, yep.
Susan says, my first paid show was the best. Oh, yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, cool.
Love it.
Cool. That's it from us this week. It has been a great show. You've been watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Amazon Live as well. If you are watching this on Amazon, then please do give both myself and Jim a follow. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't get any. We don't get any of your details. You don't even get any email from us. It just lets the robots at Amazon think that you quite like us. So there we go. That's it from me this week.
And to me. Take
care, guys. See you next week.